Ruto is in for a big shock because Kenyans have decided to act, and any Kenyan who loves their country should actually join this cause.
Well, another day, another protest.
We are demanding one thing and one thing alone. IEBC must act, and it must act now, because what is happening in Ol Kalou is an abomination, for lack of a better word.
Hey, IEBC, kuna kitu inaenda kufanyika kati ya sisi wananchi na nyinyi.
This is no longer just about one by-election. It is bigger than one seat. It is bigger than one candidate. It's about the future of elections in this country.
See the way they have started playing games of urban areas on us.
If the allegations in Ol Kalou are true, then the by-election is not only a crime scene, it's also a warning sign for 2027.
Wakenya, tunajenga nchi ya watu wajanja, sio watu bongolala.
Every Kenyan who actually loves their country should be very worried. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
atumia ni metirwo.
Yes.
Na maigira maheo mitiiri. Na moyo irore. Na ne video.
Right now in Ol Kalou, people are already voting. Let that sink in. You see, the by-election is set for 16th of July, but the voting has already started. You might ask yourself, how is that possible? The answers are terrifying. Official IEBC biometric kits are on the loose. They are not with IEBC anymore. They're not protected. They are reportedly with UDA campaign teams.
Nyandarua leo saa 12:30 asubuhi, women rep wa Nyandarua Faith Getawa alio ameita wamama tuwakuje pale mkutano ya UDA wauzie uongo ya kuchagua candidate wa UDA pale Ol Kalou. Sasa ati entrance ilikuwa upeane ID na uscan fingerprints. Watu wamekataa.
This is a massive crisis. It is not just about one seat in Nyandarua anymore. This is a live laboratory test. It is a test run for 2027 presidential election.
If UDA wins the upcoming Ol Kalou parliamentary by-election, then no one will convince me that UDA cannot win the 2027 general election.
And that is why it matters. You see, you walk into Ol Kalou today, you will not recognize Ol Kalou town. It has changed completely.
Hapa ni Ol Kalou constituency, na kama mnaviona, national government ina deliver hii project ya kutoka Mirangine kwenda mpaka pale Subuki ya Shrine.
The state has dumped millions of Kenya shillings in that small town.
Ol Kalou Ruto ameshaweka trailer za pesa. Amejaza huko ndo ameweka net za pesa. Mtu yote amesikia amesota hapa Kenya, ende ujiandikishe Ol Kalou.
We are seeing unprecedented campaign spending. Dennis Itumbi is personally on the ground. He is buying food and he's distributing it to homes, and it does not stop at food. Voters are receiving heavy blankets. They are receiving thermos flasks. I guess it's for tea. They are also receiving warm sweaters. Guys, the government loves you so much, it's actually giving you sweaters so that you can stay warm. What a loving government. Suddenly, long-stalled development projects are even coming to life. We saw the case of the train that had stalled for like 46 years. It's now operating in the area.
In a major boost for Kenya's transport and agriculture sectors, the historic Ol Kalou Nyahururu railway line is back on track.
We have the local stadium, the Ol Kalou Stadium. The construction is now on overdrive.
Tumeamrishwa na Rais Dr. William Samoei Ruto tufanye hii to supervise construction ya hii stadium ambayo iko hapa.
Roads are being graded overnight. So you must ask yourself, why now? Why this sudden love for Ol Kalou? Because ordinarily, these people do not get anything. Ordinarily, these roads remain dusty.
National government ina deliver hii project ya kutoka Mirangine kwenda mpaka pale Subuki ya Shrine. Na hii barabara itakuwa very transformational hii maeneo.
This we can only call a blatant voter bribery. It is happening on an unimaginable scale. It is the entire weight of the executive concentrated in one small town called Ol Kalou.
Ukisikia ati unaenda kulala njana watoto wako, ende ukae Ol Kalou. Pesa zimewekwa huko, pesa za William Samoei Ruto.
You see, we could ignore the free food. We could even close our eyes on the blankets. I mean, it's blankets. Let the people sleep warm. Politicians have bought votes for decades. But what is happening right now is where we should actually draw the red line.
Government-affiliated politicians have spent the last few days buying IDs, buying voters, bribing everyone in Ol Kalou for the upcoming by-election.
They are buying them directly from the citizens in Ol Kalou. The price here is between 2,000 Kenya shillings to 5,000 Kenya shillings.
The government is buying national IDs, especially from the clubs. Wananunua 5,000.
And the sad thing is that they're not just taking the ID cards. They're demanding for a fingerprint scan.
Sasa entrance ilikuwa upeane ID na uscan fingerprints.
And they are using the official IEBC biometric devices. They are actually logging data into the system early. In simple terms, votes are being logged weeks before July 16th. You see, this is funny because while the opposition is busy campaigning somewhere, the main ruling party is actually holding the actual elections without our knowledge. This is completely lawless. Winning at all costs has now become the policy of this government. The end justifies the means. And if you're being honest, if we accept this now, we destroy the concept of democracy forever.
The greatness of a nation lies in its fidelity to its constitution and a strict adherence to the rule of law. And above all, the fear of God.
You see, if you remember 2017, the Supreme Court case on the presidential results, Chief Justice Maraga made something very clear. An election is not an event. An election is a process. And if the process is actually corrupt, the election becomes invalid.
The decision of the court is that the first respondent failed, neglected, or refused to conduct the presidential election in a manner consistent with the dictates of the Constitution.
The process in Ol Kalou is dead. It violates every single election law. It violates every single thing that we fought for in the 2010 Constitution. So we must ask a simple question. Why are we turning a blind eye? The Independent Electoral Commission is compromised. Its gadgets are being used somewhere by state operatives. Any citizen of goodwill must speak out. Sane Kenyans must demand immediate action. The IEBC must, and I repeat, must protect its integrity. The UDA candidate must be disqualified. Again, must be disqualified. Not just fined, disqualified completely right now.
I want to remind you that the current regime, led by President William Ruto, believes that their money can solve everything and anything. Bora tu wamepeana pesa, kila kitu inakuwa solved.
You see, here is the open secret. The ruling UDA party has completely lost its popularity in the mountain. The ground has rejected them. Local sentiment has completely shifted away. The clear and favorite is the DCP candidate. The name is Sami Ngodho.
Tutaangusha hiyo school fees ili mzazi hatutaki kuona hata mtoto hata mmoja akienda nyumbani during the school days.
He has a massive support base. In a free and fair election, UDA will lose this election.
Ukisikiza ground hapa na pale, one term it is. Yes, Ruto atamwaga pesa, but unless amwage pesa in a wise way, watu watakula na wavotie candidate wa Jubilee ama wa DCP na kiti itaenda hivyo.
Defeat for the state is inevitable. That is why these big guns are actually here. Governors have camped in Nyandarua. We have like Mbarire, we have Oigoru. We have former cabinet secretaries like Moses Kuria walking the streets as if that's where they live.
Si mimi ni rafiki ya Ol Kalou. Na ndio nikasema waziri mpaka watu wapate mbunge, nikajitolea mimi ndio mbunge wa Ol Kalou na mimi ndio waziri ya Ol Kalou.
Head of state corporations are supervising roads. They are trying to manufacture popularity. They want to force a perception of total control. But the people are bitter.
But one question is lingering, especially to the people of Ol Kalou. Kwa nini ubembelezwe, kama wewe ni mtu wa Ol Kalou, kwa nini ubembelezwe ufanye the right thing? Kwa nini ubembelezwe upige kura the right way?
The people know that this is seasonal love. And for those who are doubting that this is seasonal love,
I'm watching Rigiji, his live on Inoro today, and he has reminded us about the by-election of Mbeere North. Venye watu waliletewa kila kitu, hadi mbosho, tupesa, the whole government landed there. After by-election, guess what was happening? The Mbeere North residents were on the streets demonstrating against poor roads.
ladies and gentlemen, it is time to wake up. Because if the whole country wakes up, then the game is over for this government. The state is selling very, very bad narratives, especially in Ol Kalou. They're telling the Ol Kalou people that if they elect the opposition candidate, development cannot come to the area, which is a complete and absolute lie. Because development funds are actually legally mandated by law. They belong to the constituency, not to the party. But they're exploiting the uninformed and the uneducated. And some locals are starting to buy this story.
Kusema ukweli, hata wacha tuanze kuongea mabonda 2027 kwa saa hii.
Sasa serikali lazima ibebe.
Tuko kwa serikali, juu tukianza kusema ati tuende kwa DCP, sasa DCP itakuja kututengenezea nini hapa? Hakuna maendeleo tutapata.
And that, I must say, is a very dangerous game, because then we'll be behaving like the frog that is placed in a pan of cold water. The heat keeps rising slowly, and if we do not act, we boil to death. If they succeed in stealing the Ol Kalou by-election, please do not cry foul in 2027. The presidential election is being decided today.
President William Ruto comes back in 2027 with how he is governing the country, Kenya will definitely collapse. Are you immune? Wakati Kenya ita collapse ama wakati kitu itafanyika kama hiyo, wewe utakuwa wapi?
But there's hope. There's a little bit of hope. Citizens have stopped waiting for the official commission, that is the IEBC. They have actually built their People's IEBC.
In case you're not aware, the People's IEBC is a system that will ensure no one rigs the 2027 election. We have created this platform where during elections, any Kenyan can upload the Form 34A, which contains the presidential result at a polling station. And then we analyze these images with our image processing models and we fill them in these database. We have also added verification that does these 4 main checks to ensure what was uploaded is a true reflection of what happened at the polling station.
This is a decentralized parallel tallying system.
So, on July 16th, Ol Kalou constituency will be having its by-election. And here is how the People's IEBC will prevent any form of possible rigging in that election.
It uses independent citizen agents on the ground. Right now, they only have
7 agents out of our target of 70, which is the number of registration centers in Ol Kalou.
They want more.
So if you're a resident of Ol Kalou, I want you to go to the website peoplesiebc.org and register as an agent today. And even if you're not a resident of Ol Kalou, just go register as an agent. We'll need you in 2027.
This is the only real hope that is left. We must protect the integrity of the ballot. The line must be drawn in Nyandarua, Ol Kalou. Subscribe.